I got home yesterday, flew into Phoenix, and Jordana came and picked me up. So today's project was starting to tear the truck apart to get the rack fitted up. So we've got the rack all, or the front of the truck all tore apart, and we're gonna start to fit up our old setup, our old rack from the Ram that we had before to the new Ram. This one's a little bit different. It's got a wider front end and stuff, so it's gonna be a little bit different, but shouldn't be too bad. I think I've got a plan of what I want to do. So Jordana and I could not lift the bumper into place and be able to measure it. So we came up with a little solution. Babe, what do you think of our solution?
I mean, I think it'll work, but don't try this at home.
So we made a little crane, kind of. We put a 4x4 on the hitch of the camper and stuck it out past the camper and used a strap to get to the bumper. So we're kind of rigging it up and we're gonna drive the truck into the bumper. Our old truck that we had, the old Ram, didn't have these super wide fender flares, and the rack sat right on the outside of the old fender flares. My solution, instead of like separating the bumper apart, my solution is to put a spacer in here and push the bumper forward a little bit to clear the fender flares. And right now we're just mocking it up and measuring the length of the spacer we need. And then we'll get the spacer made and we'll get the rack on.
Just that easy?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to drill a couple new holes in the rack.
If I had a dime for every time he said that,
You'd have like 7 dimes.
we'd be rich.
We are on our way to Phoenix. Why are we on our way to Phoenix?
Because we are going to our friend's shop to put on the rack to the truck. So that's why we have the Can-Am and the aluminum rack and the bumper and all of that good stuff. Because we're going to try to hopefully assemble it all at his shop today.
Right. Really appreciate him letting us use his shop to make a couple of parts and put the rack on, maybe have a forklift for the heavy ass bumper and that kind of stuff. So it should really help to be able to, have proper equipment, not just kind of rednecking it like we always do. I said I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
Because we're cutting like the structural part of my truck.
But we're going to make it better.
Yeah, I know. Basically, we're spacing the bumper forward to get past the fender flares. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this off. We're going to move this plate back. We're going to put a tube inside there and weld it all together. And now I'm just cutting it off. And I really wish I had a porta band, but got to use the cab. So that's all it is.
Now that we have cut the receiver bar, the next step is to fit in the new spacer bar thing that they're going to put in there, and to get that all tacked into the plate that bolts to the truck. So that's what Cam's working on now. And now here is the first test after we had locked up the extra spacers in the truck. So now they're going to try maneuvering it into place.
Now be careful. Your tank's pretty dang good. Yeah. It's pretty strong, but what's going on over here? There we go.
What we believe to be the hardest part is done. Front bumper is on and welded into place. Now it is time to see how much space is going to need to be added for the back rack. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at explaining this. So right now we're just going to try putting the rest of it on there to see what spacers we need for the back part. Alrighty, so now we just finished making the back part of the rack. We're not going to use the same one that we had on the 3500. We made something a little bit different since we have the headache rack that we can just like bolt/weld the rack onto. So I think that's what we're gonna end up doing, and then it should be good to go. This is going way more smoothly than I anticipated. Knock on wood. It keeps going that way. Freddie, is it so hot outside? How are you feeling about the process?
Good.
How do you feel about the progress that's been made?
Good.
Care to share anything else?
Life's good.
Cam, the man of few words. And this is why we only tack welded on everything, because now that we have everything on, we realize that the front bumper needs to move forward a little bit, like more upright. So then it's super easy to just cut the little welds that are there and re-weld it on so it all is straight. So after some heavy persuasion, the top of the rack is finally on. And the last step is to tighten all of the bolts down. And just like that, guys, the rack is on. As always, thanks again for watching, and make sure to go check out this other video of us installing the rack for the first time.